I know. I know.
Oh, I know.
It's
It's very anticlimactic, isn't it?
and I'm glad because see the whole thing with the White Pony Black Stallion thing. I think I had it a little mixed up at the beginning.
Okay.
Because I thought Black Stallion was all we're getting as the anniversary of this release. No, thankfully we're getting a remastered White Pony as well, which I hate to say it. I think I'm looking forward to just hearing that album a little differently mixed, a little crispier maybe, than listening to a remix album.
I'm kind of a fan of Mike Shinoda. And that was Deftones Passenger, Mike Shinoda's remix.
Yeah, because it don't sound familiar.
Yeah. I'm a fan of Mike Shinoda, but apparently that's what Mike Shinoda does best. If it's not Linkin Park, that guy's going to serve you up a plate of cold dog shit.
And that's really the Linkin Park formula on that Passenger remix.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work for me. But thankfully, like, it doesn't hurt like what I think about the song itself. Just not a great remix, that's all.
So that's a what, 2 now off of that?
Yeah. No, that's just one.
Is that just the first one?
I think so, yeah.
And it's coming out December 11th. I don't see any reason for them to drop another one. I mean, ahead of, because that's what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now?
Yeah. And really, while Passenger, in my opinion, is like one of the best, if not the best song on that album.
Yeah.
All the big major songs that are on that, they're not going to put those out yet. Like the Change in the House of Flies remix,
right.
The Digital Bath remix. It's, I'm curious to hear it, but I don't envision it being something that's in my arsenal.
I don't know. I was really looking forward to it. Passenger gets dropped, last week, and suddenly I'm a lot more skeptical than I was.
Yeah. Again, fucking thankfully, it's just a remix album. And
now, 1 week ago, Lucid Planet dropped Lucid Planet 2.
They did.
We've had a week now to kind of stew on it a bit. What was your takeaway?
I went back and listened to it again.
Okay. Did you do it without the visuals?
Yeah. Oh, I had to.
It's okay.
It helps without the visual. It really does.
God, they put all their efforts into the visualizer they put out for that.
I think that's probably what took so long, Holmes.
Yeah, well, yeah, because if it's just the goddamn music, they'd had that record out 2 years ago, man.
Yeah. There are some bangers on it.
Yeah.
They're near the end.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that no song sounds the same as the other. And I'm not even talking I'm talking genre different.
Right.
It's so weird. They totally bailed on what the first album was, which was sounding like Australian Tool with a couple different neat little things in there.
It's
not a bad way to be.
It is absolutely Australian all the way to its core now, because I mean they worked in a lot of didgeridoo, a lot of native instruments out of the land.
A whole army of didgeridoos.
It's you might want to check that one out if you haven't done so already. Lucid Planet 2 dropped 1 week ago today, along with the track from Deftones. Last Friday, I was like, man, I'm living in the perfect world right now.
And it was kind of a 1-2 punch of mediocrity, wasn't it?
Unfortunately, you're right.
Because after that, I was just like, well, shit, what the fuck do we do now?
Well, because when Ohms dropped, I mean, we were kind of blown away for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like we'd walked out of a concert. It took me like an hour and a half in order to kind of feel normal, really, Yeah.
And it also helped that, we didn't use because remember, I had made the suggestion of YouTube has basically visualizers of every track on YouTube.
Right.
I'm starting to realize that maybe that's not the best thing if you're listening to a song for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather just put it on and listen to it rather than having to use my eyes too. I
do like iTunes' visualizer that they have there.
It's good because you don't zone out on it.
I mean, Lucid Planet was an hour and 15 minutes of a fucking kaleidoscope.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it
was pretty. There were some parts like, wow, that looks cool. But I found myself almost watching the fucking visualizer more than I was listening to the music sometimes.
I had to look away every once in a while because I thought, man, I really kind of want to focus on what they're doing musically, but I can't do that if I'm looking at their visualizer.
Right.
You know.
But overall, it was good.
Yeah.
After listening to it sans visualizer, it was good.
Right.
Will I be jamming it? I don't know. That's all. It's based on a feeling and a whim.
You know, the first record, that was the one I'd picked. That I can listen to the whole thing start to finish. There's not one track that it's like, man, let me bump that. Yeah. I can't say the same is true of the second album.
Right. And we heard, because there were songs on there that we had already heard but didn't have any vocals.
Right.
There is kind of a problem with those vocals. The harmonies are kick-ass. When it's working together, it sounds really good. But that guy on his own,
Michael Box, he's he doesn't have. Well, shit, you'd said they were basically like the first record was basically like an Australian Tool, with some extra things thrown in.
It was great.
That guy is not even on the same realm as, in the same realm as Maynard at all.
Oh, no way.
And it really kind of was exposed in that second record a lot.
Yeah, because a lot of it, there wasn't really a whole lot of singing.
Yeah.
It was a lot of chanting-esque shit.
Right.
The harmonies, again, were good, really good. But overall, Black is fine. I think we're going to forget about it, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I was – it took me a second to go, wait a minute, what did we listen to a week ago today when we didn't do the podcast? That's how much I've relegated that into my priority memory. That is the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast, if you haven't figured that out by now. Getting together with you about every other week or so, or frankly, whenever we feel like it.
That keeps us happy if we have that.
Yeah. It keeps other people happy. My brother had ended up sending me some shit like over half an hour before we'd even started. So I was like, we'll get it out,
We'll be there. It's good to be missed.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. We may or may not do one next week. And here's the reason is because our third, Brett, is going to be here. So I don't know if we're going to drag all the shit out and do a podcast Friday. I don't know. I am looking forward to hanging out with that guy. It's going to be good times. Always good times, whether we're up there or he comes down here, whatever the case is. So
right. Looking forward to it as well.
So again, I don't really know. I mean, I don't know if it's one of those we'll just blow it off because we decide we're going to throw down some liquor, liquor and turkey leftovers, But
there is a modifier to that role with Brett in the picture.
Yeah. So that's. So we'll see. If it drops, it drops. Make sure you're subscribed. Brandon's made that quite easy for you to do so.
Oh yes. There's a handy red candy-like button right below you right now.
Yeah.
Touch it.
You want to. Let's get to the Mead update for the week. And I've got to say, we've been pretty solid on some Mead updates here lately, oddly enough.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Now, you must be saying, oh, that means you guys bottled Troublemaker. And you would be absolutely wrong. But
a little bit of a setback. We would have done it, but I had a bit of a Rona scare.
Yeah.
And I wanted 100% verification that I wasn't Ronified before I start bottling bottles of liquor.
Yeah. No, that was the err on the side of caution. But
sure.
The Cobalt bottles are in. They're just ready to get filled. So that's like a lot of you ladies listening. Just waiting to get filled, right? Is that right? No?
Yeah, to that one lady that we had listening left. Not anymore. And I doubt it's because she's on her way.
But yeah, we're going to fill them probably at our nearest convenience. Probably not tomorrow. Pay-per-view coming up on Saturday. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Again, if that's been sitting since January, I fail to see why the rush is on now.
Yeah, so. Shit. I mean, this is going to be a troublemaker of the ages.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, it was, the last time we'd sampled it was in August, and it was already pretty fucking awesome.
That's one of the few things that was started before the madness.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And now we're going to bottle it and give it to you jerks.
Yeah, that's right. for a pittance.
For a nominal portion of your earnings.
Your salary. We do have Green Man underway. It's in primary. Our QC guy, Ruben, was supposed to be here tonight, but he's not.
He had the farts. He couldn't come in.
little rumble down south of the equator.
And green chili infused liquor don't help that.
But it's I pulled I wanted to make sure that I was trying to keep this as a. I think things touched by cold work really well in what we do. We'd had a snow, and then I went out after the snow, because this is eastern New Mexico. You can have snow one day, and then it'll be like 70 the couple of days later.
Next day, you'll have little puddles of water.
Yeah, looks like a rain. Went out, I'm like, oh, I missed some chilies. Picked those that had been out through the snow. Picked those, put them straight into the batch after doing my magic with how I infuse the flavor in that way. And it was only 2, and man, it has that flavor profile. And I went ahead and also added a little bit of how we infuse the roasted flavor as well.
Oh, so that's already done.
It's already done.
Killer.
And doing it through primary rather than wait until secondary. So we'll see. It's going to be a lot more backgrounded and nuanced, but it's there.
Yeah, and it'll be a bigger part of the architecture of it if it's there right off the bat.
Yeah. I mean, it tends to be pervasive, but muted. Rather,
Right.
If we add it in secondary, it'll kind of clobber you over the head. It's not muted at all, but the complexity is not there. So, So anyway, we'll see what happens with that. Green Man, it's in, and we started that on Halloween.
Hallows Eve.
So I'm thinking probably in about a week we can probably move it over to secondary and get it into a carboy, in which case then we can start another batch, because right now our primary fermenters, we're down to 1.
Yeah, 5 years.
So
it cracked.
Liquor will do it every time. It will make plastic-based things quite brittle. So.
Yeah, imagine what it does to our innards.
Yeah, it makes them great.
Nice and pickled.
So anyway, but yeah, Troublemaker, Green Man, they're all good to go. I'm not going to hurry it, but I do need to get another batch. God, what would I do? I think I need to do about a 3.5 gallon batch, a straight batch, and then we can add that to the barrel.
Beauty.
Keep long ships going.
That's true. And I mean, it might be a while before just a batch goes, because there will always be a batch.
I should have been staggering it a lot better. Now that I look back on it, it seems perfectly clear. But at the time, it didn't make. I thought, that's 4.5 gallons of mead. Certainly, that'll be good for a long time.
3 months later.
Yeah, which actually is a long time.
Yeah,
but,
3 months between about 3 people.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, I'd grab the occasional glass. You and Ruben, our friends Emily and Conrad. I mean, it has made the rounds. So, and it's been 3 months. So I shouldn't be
a delicious little slut.
I should not necessarily be bitching about it too much. And it did what I thought it would do, and that is where the lees, they get in there on the inside of that charred barrel and they seal it. They seal it from the inside out, and it also mellows that flavor a lot. I mean, it
really does, yeah.
It's one of the more proud batches I think we've done for me anyway.
Oh, sure.
And I had fuck all to do with it. The barrel had everything to do with it.
Well, it's about time something good happened that we didn't have to actively participate in.
Yeah, I'm okay with that for a change. Yeah. But anyway, that's the meat update for the week. Those are the only batches we have underway right now.
The best.
Yeah, long ships in the barrel, Troublemakers waiting to be bottled, and Green Man waiting to be moved to secondary, and getting ready to start another basic batch one to add. It'll become long ships.
It'll be a good day.
Yeah. Metal.
Before that.
Oh, yeah.
Before that.
Yep.
I because I didn't want to forget, because it blew me away, and it's been on my mind all day today. So sometimes when we're rocking here at the Mead Hall and it's a weekday, we don't go too hard, but we always enjoy ourselves.
Sure.
So, and we'll go trips down memory lane, primarily music. But you did something last night that fucking nearly made my brain come out of my butthole.
So when I took my pants off?
No, that'd make my butthole go back up into my body.
That's what I do on the daily basis at work. That's right.
So you put on an episode of the podcast from, what would you say, episode 92.
A couple of years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was back when we were every week in that shit. And I listened to it, and I was blown away by how fucking unhappy I was.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first time I've heard that fucking guy in this next chapter of my existence.
Right.
It was humbling for a honky, man. It was crazy to hear, because I know it was funny. Because, I mean, that was the greatest thing is hearing about how shitty my week was.
Right.
Totally covering up the fact that, yeah, it's funny, but it's still a shitty week, and they're on the reg. I went back and I listened to 2 more.
Oh, wow.
And at one point, I was almost like fucking embarrassed.
Wow.
It's so crazy to hear how unhappy I was. There is an eternal log of my unhappiness.
Well, I mean, everybody listening, that's the whole thing. The takeaways are always that, Brandon hates his job.
Which was true.
And Kevin always tells everybody to go fuck themselves.
Which is true. I mean, those are 2 truths.
The thing is, I don't think I've really kind of gotten on that for a little while now, and now Brandon's happy. So what are you going to do?
So maybe does that mean we both have the Rona because shit's going better?
No. The thing is, it's ridiculous. I mean, I appreciate it when people start going, yeah, tell them to go fuck themselves, like Kevin always does. Like, is that my phrase? That's my little tagline? That's my trademark?
Well, it is certainly terminology that is used, but not really to people.
I don't know. I can't be the only asshole running around telling people to go fuck themselves.
No. Problem is everybody wants to do it while they're on the job.
Oh, well, no, you can't.
You can't do that. Yeah. You got to run into these assholes at Stripes.
Well,
then you can tell them to go fuck themselves.
That's it. All right. Well, we're down to the final 45 days or something like that remaining in the year 2020.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's hilarious. All these people that are lining up out there going, can't wait till we're out of this year. Like, what do you fucking think everything's going to go away on New Year's Day?
Remember what you assholes thought? And I was one of those assholes who was like, man, 2020 is going to be it. It's my year.
Could have been.
All going to turn around.
Could have been.
It kind of has.
It hadn't been as terrible as we would lead.
Yeah,
you to believe,
man.
At least
Got a kick-ass Colorado trip.
Yeah.
Fucking a whole bunch of great music.
Yeah, it's funny when bands can't tour, they have to get in the studio, right?
Yeah, or start collaborating with people that you kind of hoped would happen, but never banked on it. Now that shit's happening on the reg.
This little asshole likes to wear the face paint, plays bass.
From those like collabo videos.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't play bass. He's rhythm guy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called 2 Minutes to Late Night. It used
Yeah.
to be like a late night show the Metal Injection did on the internet.
Oh, okay.
And it's taken on a whole other form of existence with this quarantine shit.
And as much as the guy kind of creeps me out, and I'm not a big fan of his, but that guy's gone really above and beyond to put together collaborations. Like,
yeah, man.
Like at least one a month, if not more.
Yeah, they used to be like every week. But some of them are a little more obscure because you can't poop out legends on the reg.
Well, that's the thing. That guy's actually getting like legit people,
Yeah, Brand Daler, the drummer for Mastodon, did a cover of Over the Mountain.
Right.
And that was pretty spot on. I dug it. I mean, it's so cool. It's so cool to hear. We're hearing not new music, but re-envisioned by a fucking group of people that probably know of each other but have never met.
Yeah, no, I mean, those are kind of the best. I mean, when it's a bunch of musicians, I've never heard of any of them. It was like, oh yeah, well, that's what that guy did.
Well, then it depends on the song.
Yeah, well, that's what that guy would put together, during the initial crazy times. But I mean, when you start getting cats from Tool or Mastodon or whatever, and you're getting them all together in the same, I mean, now granted they're doing it in the four split screen because everybody's in their own home and whatever.
Sure.
But
that Rush cover.
Yeah.
That Rush cover, that's still the banger.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's 2 Minutes to Late Night. Check that out if you've not already done so.
Do it.
You want to check in with LJ, see what's going down with Lowdown?
I'll see how he's doing in these trying times.
Yeah, well, and which I will point out, too, by the way, is because New Mexico, for the rest of you in the other 49 states that are listening, and some countries, New Mexico's back to being shut the fuck down again. You remember how your state was like late March, early April? We're right back to that. We're back to it.
We're back, baby.
Matter of fact, even stiffer than it was then because basically, we're, as Judas Priest would say, we're breaking the law we're breaking the mandate because, you're not even allowed to hang out with people you don't live with. So, I mean, there's that.
Oops.
Yeah, I know. If
I don't give a fuck.
That governor of ours waddles that fat ass of hers down here to get us in trouble, hey, so be it. But
yeah, might be able to parlay our way out of that with a little like a pork chop.
Certainly some chicharrones. But,
no, Dim's mine.
All right. That's so we're back to it again, and so that means everybody that's out there kind of on the front line. Well, and that'd be LJ with his.
That dude. Oh god damn, he's at a big box.
Yeah, that's. I
don't want to say how big the box is, but it's a big box.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, let's get the lowdown. What's going down on metal this week with our very own metal correspondent in the field, LJ.
Welcome back to the metal portion of the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast. Got a bunch of semi-obscure selections this week, so bear with me. It's been a rough week, so we're going to go over this list and see if there's anything worth mentioning, based on their band names solely alone. So, yeah. First up on the list is Ilsa, I-L-S-A. The name of the album is called Prayer, P-R-E-Y-E-R. Very heavy, very, very dark, and satanic. So that's your jam. Go ahead and pick it up. I just think that the occult is kind of boring to sing about these days, but what do I know? It sure seems like Satan's been at the wheel this entire year. Anyways, moving on to the next album on this list of obscure shit. Killer Be Killed. The album is called Reluctant Hero. Sorry about that. I was trying to locate the name of the fucking album on this list. Pretty cool. The music is really, it's really heavy. And then you got some vocals that sound kind of like, what did it remind me of? Let's see if I can draw a good comparison. Well, it wasn't fucking screaming, that's for sure. So that's a relief. Am I right? The lyrics to the song were pretty cool, too. The songs. So, yeah, they sound pretty good. I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of shit on this list. So apologies in advance because this is all we got, folks. But we have a silver lining to this shit-colored rainbow, and that is Ginger has a sort of new album out. It's called Alive in Melbourne. It's Ginger, and oh my fucking god, Ginger is actually pretty good. I love them. I love Ginger. If you dig Ginger, this is going to be something you want to check out. So go ahead and make them $1 richer. Do it! Sorry for yelling. All right, next on the list is Dark Tranquility. The album is called Moment. I gotta say, I really hear Metalocalypse's Death Clock whenever I listen to this. And I was like, am I on the right band? What the fuck's going on here? But yeah, it's just like them. So I'd say it's like the third season type of Metalocalypse, where instead of Nathan Explosion talking like this, it's like he's talking like this kind of shit. Yeah. For you connoisseurs out there that like your fucking screaming death metal vocals, there you go. And also the jams were pretty good too. Fucking great playing, so check it out. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is a new release. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's a CD. It's by Iron Maiden. Yeah. And it's Knights of the Dead, Legacy of the Beast live in Mexico City. So when they were on the Legacy of the Beast tour, which was like from 2016 to 2019, some shit like that, or 2015 to 2019. I can't remember because the album Book of Souls came out, I think in 2015, and it was epic. And I went to go see them, and I can tell you it was pretty damn well worth it. But anyway. This has got to be a box set that has their live show. And if there's one thing I love about Iron Maiden, it's getting to hear them play their shit live. Because they're one of those bands that make stuff sound better live than it does on the album. AC/DC's another one. Metallica, yeah, why not? Let's throw Metallica in there. Definitely gotta check this one out. I love Maiden. I know you love Maiden, and if you don't, then you're fair to wrong. So, go check all the stuff out. Sorry if it was kind of a short list. I hope you guys are doing okay out there. I lost my voice a couple days ago, screaming at my manager. Went ahead and blew my voice out on the very day I was supposed to start re-recording, actually, some more vocals for Dreamcatcher. So, that kind of sets me back in this hamster wheel of mediocrity. Or hamster wheel of monotony, whatever it is, where I'm like, I can't do anything yet, in terms of vocals. Plus, I'm experimenting with making some of the songs kind of, some of them seemed kind of short. I would just be cheap and throw more songs on, but why sacrifice quality when you can give people what they deserve? So anyway, that's the update with that. And I'm also thinking of getting some new recording software because, as you can probably hear in this recording of my voice, there's going to be clicks throughout, and then it kind of like freezes and then like catches up to where I'm at, so it skips words. So I'm leaving this particular sentence this way so you can understand what I'm talking about. I'm probably gonna like invest in some actual recording software other than just going cheap and getting Audacity. Audacity has not failed me until this year. I don't know what the fuck, but yeah, like it's just skipping like crazy. I tried recording a podcast and like every 10 to 20 seconds it would do this shit. So what the fuck? All right, I'm out of here. It's Friday. I'm going to sleep, I'm going to listen to some metal, and then I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to go to work. Then I'm going to make an ass ton of money. And you guys should make a shitload of money too. And whenever you do, you should spend it on lots and lots of records, like actual records, not this digital shit. All right, see you later, guys. Take care. Bye. See ya.
Well, he's not making that much money, I'm telling you right now. Well, unless he's like selling a couple thousand records maybe, but
Out of the back of his car?
yeah. Kind of like you would like you're trying to adopt
That would be a bad way to live.
pups and kittens and such.
Well, they give that shit away for free.
Could I interest you in some music?
He brings up a good point. The whole argument of records.
Right.
Hard versus digital copies. Tangible shit versus digital copies.
Right.
I really don't have a preference.
I like to say that I don't, but I don't think that's true. I haven't actually had a hard CD in hand. Fuck, I don't remember the last one.
So you ordered that LVT Origins album just to get the T-shirt.
Yeah. Well, they had some cool shit in their bundle. That's what
Yeah.
it was. I mean, I had to have got something since then. But everything I bought, it has been through iTunes.
Yeah.
So
The last physical copy of a CD I bought was probably LJ's CD.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, now when we are into the almost on the cusp of the holiday season, and you're not a hard guy to get shit for. I mean, I legitimately thought maybe I'll pick that guy up something from like the Tool store or whatever. I was looking, I saw CDs, I went, I don't know how that would go over actually. So a hard pass.
How the fuck am I supposed to play this?
Yeah.
On my Xbox?
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? I mean, where are you going to plug in a fucking CD at if it's not on a PC or a laptop?
Yeah, it would strictly be travel material.
And even a PC and laptops. Optical drives are fucking they're optional.
Yeah.
Optional optical drive. Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's weird, like thinking of the holiday season and gifts.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I'm good.
That's the other thing, because my problem is too, and I think probably if you fucking go back to any November, early December, I think I probably say it every year, and that is that if I'm in need of something, I go out and buy it.
Right.
It's not one of those that, God, my second wife used to be like, oh, you can't buy anything for yourself after Thanksgiving. Like, bitch, watch me,
Says who?
Yeah. He's like, if I need this, I'm going to go out and buy it. Yeah, but yeah, and that's it. That is the paradigm now. I don't need stuff necessarily.
Yep.
I spend more money now on shit for my culinary fucking pursuits than anything.
I spend more money on things for my colon.
Gotta
keep that shit cleansed.
The old grape nuts and
Grape nuts and milk and magnesia. Breakfast of champions.
Yeah.
Use that for the milk instead of milk.
Yeah.
That kind of made my stomach
a little gross,
yeah,
right?
That was gross. I grossed myself out. I like it.
Only thing worse than that's like breast milk or something. But it's got all the nutrients,
Yeah, but it won't make you go boom boom.
That's true. Probably be like eating like roasted cheese, right?
I don't know why. That's probably delicious, but it sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Roasted cheese. How about a little boiled cheese for you?
Well, speaking of things that we can't really hold against 2020, let's not forget that I did do smoked queso this year. So
you had a lot of miraculous jumps using that fucking grill this year, yeah?
Yeah, well, because I felt bad because last year, I grilled some stuff, but hamburgers and hot dogs? Fuck that. You can do more than that on a grill. So
you can. If you want to.
Yeah.
And fucking queso with that back end of fucking charcoal, pretty fucking good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that worked for me. It's like one of the few times I picked up a pan holding virtually nothing but cheese and had to grunt when I picked it up because it was that heavy. Yeah.
There ain't no bread in here. It's just cheese.
All right. Let's see. Got a few things going on the metal side that we need to probably take a closer
Let's
look
see.
at.
You know what? I haven't even fucking looked at the website today. Let's see what's up.
I'll be damned.
We'll all learn together. I got off work like an hour and a half ago.
Oh, shit.
So I didn't have a chance to get my work done.
I don't know why. I thought you were getting off fairly early today. But I don't know.
Well, I did, but I was doing deliveries today.
Oh, yeah.
And one came in, of course, I was like, fucking, funny thing was, it was Roosevelt Road V.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, well, shit, this could have came in a little bit more later. I just said, fuck it, I'll drop it off, get my cash, and just head to the meat hall.
Right.
But, so, yeah, I got home at, like, close to 5 because
Right.
we just got slammed.
Well, it is Friday. That's when they
Yeah.
have all dicks on hand. Or no, all hands on deck. Yeah.
All hands on deck. Wait, yeah.
Oh.
Killer Be Killed, a band that I didn't know about. They'd had an album out before this, putting out an album in December, I believe. They've put out 2 songs and a third one today, and I listened to it today. I was like, fuck, this is a good song. The band is Troy Saunders from the bass player from Macedon.
Right.
Max Cavalera,
From,
a dreadless,
Sepultura
a dreadless Max.
and Soulfly.
Yeah. Fucking shaved that huge ass triple fucking Rasta thing off the back of his
It's like
head.
a weird, 30-year weird.
Oh, dude, yeah.
thing,
I think he started doing that when he started Sepultura.
Right.
And I don't know how you sleep. I mean, shit, I'm about to get rid of most of this beard so I can at least sleep at night. I don't know how you sleep with that shit.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Trapped. Everybody loves Trapped, right?
Sure.
The
Why not?
Headstrong,
Right?
I'll Take You On guys.
Yeah.
Got banned from Facebook for throwing up fucking Proud Boy hate speech.
Oh, well. See, here's the funny thing. Because that's. I didn't even know what the fuck Proud Boys were. I didn't know. It was right before the election. It was people like, yeah, this white supremacist group, they're out here spitting hatred at everybody and blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, fuck them. And as it turns out, the guy running it is a Latino. Oh, okay. All right, there you go. There's your white supremacy for you.
Well, that's a little embarrassing.
A little bit.
But Trap blows. I don't know why everybody gives him a fucking motherfucker.
It's Jack.
Jack.
It's our friend Jack.
I thought it was Jack or my buddy Ruben because I had sent him a message. Now, it's on me. I sent him a message fucking right before we started.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses fucking doing a stadium tour next year, BFD. Let's see. Rihanna was wearing a Pantera Potleaf shirt and rocking a mullet. Okay.
As you want, right? There was actually some people getting a little pissed about that. A lot of people from other genres wearing metal T-shirts. Like, what's up with that? Kanye, I think, was one of them.
Yeah.
I think he was wearing like a Misfits tee or something. But
someone, he wasn't it like a fucking Cradle of Filth shirt or something?
Might be. I don't know.
That's the thing. It's fucking bands that they have no idea who they are.
Nope.
But I don't know if it's a fucking appreciation of the artwork of the shirt or you're just trying to fucking get some kind of cred that you really don't give a fuck about.
Unfortunately, I think it's the latter. As much as I wish it was the former, I think it's the latter.
That's a funny thing, though. It used to be you wear heavy metal shirts, you ain't going to impress nobody.
Right.
If anything, you're going to push people away from you.
Well, wouldn't you say it's because, it's once upon a time, metal was a reasonably big format in this country. Now, I'm talking about the 80s, clearly, but man, you tell anybody you're into metal now, they take a bit of a step back and look at you like, why?
Right.
Metal,
I didn't realize that was still a thing.
But, and granted, we dabble in shit that might not be considered metal. We've had that conversation before. I don't know that you would necessarily call Tool a metal band, but certainly they certainly do check the boxes for a metal fan, right?
Right. Oh, sure, absolutely.
Speaking of which, I don't think we've ever really embraced this one, or at least broached it, rather, here on the show. About Miley Cyrus doing a full cover album of Metallica tracks.
Yeah.
What are because you're the Metallica fan. Now, granted, it's Miley Cyrus. Is she somebody I would hang out with? Yeah, for an hour or two, but before she'd drive me crazy. But
yeah,
I don't think her heart's in the wrong place with it, but it is a little weird, right?
It's weird. I don't know. I don't know what weird is these days, especially in music.
What passes for
The
weird?
thing, like, here's the thing. A lot of people have covered Metallica.
Right.
Metallica's probably the most covered fucking metal band out there. Anybody can pick up an acoustic guitar and play fucking Nothing Else Matters.
Right.
Because it's all fucking open.
Right.
So I'm okay with it because I've heard really great Metallica covers. I've heard really, really bad Metallica covers.
Shit, yeah.
Avril Lavigne comes to mind.
Oh, all you got to do is punch in Metallica cover, and you're going to get probably 5 or 6 different tracks that you're going to go, what the fuck is this?
Sum 41, shockingly decent.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains. Jerry Cantrell played guitar with the band for their 30th anniversary. Good shit. I think she'll do well. I think she has a good voice.
Yeah.
Which, I don't think people give folks enough credit for just if they're assholes, but they actually have a fucking little bit of talent.
Sure.
And I'm curious to just hear how the music sounds more than anything. I already think I know how the vocals will sound.
The vocals are they're not going to be great, but again, I think she has at least respect for what she's covering.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be doing like Disposable Heroes.
Yeah. I mean, if it was like Taylor Swift doing this shit, I would have a problem. But I don't have a problem with Miley Cyrus, though.
Yeah. So what songs do you think are going to be on that album?
I think you're going to get your big ones. I think you're going to get
Sandman's going to be on there.
I think you're going to get Sandman.
Nothing Else Matters.
Yep.
Half of it's probably going to be the Black Album.
I don't think you're going to get like Master of Puppets. I don't think you're going to get anything off of Death Magnetic or off of Saint Anger or any of that. Maybe I mean she might actually throw you a curveball and then do a cover of Hardwired, maybe, but I doubt it.
I don't think it'll be shit made before 2006.
You're probably
it's gonna
right.
be, or shit after 2006. It'll be everything. I think there will be a Saint Anger cover. I really do, because of the lyrics in a lot of those songs are pretty dark.
Yeah. Well, she's had like a real vocal issue. I mean, she had to get surgery, I think, on her vocal cords. So
right.
So her register is actually a little lower than what it used to be.
A little gravelly.
Yeah. So she probably hit some of them Hetfield sweet tones, right?
Yeah. Ooh. She got to work on her oohs and yes.
Yeah. What else you got this time around? Or are we ready to head into MMA?
Let's see. Smashing Pumpkins put out 2 more songs that don't sound like Smashing Pumpkins at all. Let's close on this. Like, when do you think a band should start experimenting with the sound that got them there? There's got to be a window of opportunity, right?
I don't know, man. I think I don't know. I don't think there's a right answer to that.
Really?
Because I think if you're creative and in that scope, man, if you're revisiting some shit like, I don't know, like with the Deftones, like cool with cranking out the Black Stallion,
Yeah, I mean, but again, that's a remix album. That's like new music.
But so I mean, so actually, maybe I misunderstood your question. I thought you meant like tinkering with your sound.
Like, okay, so I'll explain. Smashing Pumpkins, they've tinkered with their sound off and on over the years.
Right.
When The Door came out, it sounded nothing like Melancholy, even though Melancholy is a proper segue into that album.
Yeah.
But then they go away for a little bit after Machina comes out.
Right.
And come back with that Zeitgeist album. I was like, well, some good jams on there. Not bad, not bad. And now, after that band's been around probably fucking 30 years, now it's time to totally ditch that alternative rock and just fucking go do whatever Purple Blood and Dulcet and E is.
Man, well, you see, here's the problem. I'm okay with it, I guess. If that's what the band wants to do, ultimately that's what the band should do.
Oh, yeah. No, at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
But I also think it's kind of unfair to say, hey, man, you guys can't go changing up your sound because this is how you're supposed to sound.
Right.
I don't know. I think that there's there's an issue when you try to, I think when you've been doing like basically the same sound for like when did Gish come out? What, 90, 91? Somewhere through.
Gish, yeah.
Man, that's a long time to have the same sound. And then if you're going to go back and then reinvent the wheel, i.e. your sound 30 years later, it is a little weird, right?
It is. Like, why now? Why is now the time?
Yeah.
You did it back in the 90s with a door, and then you ditched it, and now you're ditching everything.
Which actually is a side note. Adore is like that's probably my second favorite Pumpkin song or record. Behind Siamese Dream.
It came out at the right time.
Yeah.
That sound of that album was great for the late 90s. I don't think Billy Corgan doing synth fucking pop in 2020 is appealing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a different band, so I mean, shit. Billy Corgan's going to do what he wants to do anyway, man.
Well, I think it's 3/4 Pumpkins.
Yeah, I mean, Darcy's the only one not in the band.
But
so
James Iha's in that band.
Yeah,
an accomplished guitar player. And you know what? I have not heard proper guitar in that thing. I heard a lot of acoustic.
Yeah,
which is fine. No riff. It's got to be at least a little chunk of riff, just a little something, get me through the day.
Yeah, but I mean that's the problem with the Smashing Pumpkins, isn't it? Where are the riffs?
It's one of the problems.
Where are the riffs? I mean they've never
back
really
in
been
1993.
Yeah, but I mean, but since then, no, that's fine.
They left him back there. As soon as Disarm came out and everybody got a boner on it, it's like, hey, wait a second. People like it when Billy Corgan whines.
And I'm not 100% sure I've ever actually listened to it in its entirety, macking it, because it was
too much of the difference that was in Adore.
Yeah.
It was more of it was focused on that difference rather than combining anything.
Yeah. So I think to go back and answer your question, when is a band kind of allowed to kind of change their tone?
No. When is it too late?
Yeah. Well, they were already manipulating it then in the late 90s. So
yeah, but then they came back, put out Zeitgeist in 07, and that was like a return to form. It was the Pumpkins are back. I don't know. I
think you have to come to grips with the idea that the Smashing Pumpkins is Billy Corgan is the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, of course. Oh no, I agree.
And
that's how a lot of fans feel too.
Yeah.
If it was Smashing Pumpkins and James Iha was the only member in the band, it wouldn't be Smashing Pumpkins because you can't get anyone to sound as strange and whiny as Billy Corgan.
Would you like one of these festive Budweisers we have?
Goddamn
in the
right.
All right.
Goddamn right. Oh, this MMA thing that's going on Saturday. Yeah, it is. But I mean, shit. I'm not going to pay $65 watch Valentina Shevchenko kill a woman. Yeah. Dude, hey.
Fucking peasant beers feel tiny, right?
They do, but
Are these 8 ounce? No, these are 12s. God damn, we've been drinking tall boys so long, a 12-ounce beer feels like it's for a child, right?
I feel like Andre the Giant holding a can of beer.
This is a child's beer.
Bring them graham pepper beers.
Bring them Carnival peanuts and Budweisers for the children.
Oh, God. You just want that gut to expand. You don't want anything proper in there.
Shit.
So we got UFC 255 mañana.
Yeah, which means Rogan's got to go back to work again, right?
Yeah, it is stateside. It is it's 255. It's taken some hits.
I recognize that they're saying the selling point is, hey, it's 2 title fights. You don't want to miss it, because that is part of the marketing of it. That's
sure.
This is why you don't want to miss out because of this. You don't want to miss out because of this. And their shtick lately has always been, rather than they're putting great fights on big cards. It's all about championships.
Right.
So they don't even roll out a pay-per-view unless usually there are 2 championships on the line. The problem with 255 is it's got men's 125-pound fucking flyweight on there. A division,
and the women's.
The women's now, that's a different deal. Men's 125, nobody's fucking cared. They had the greatest fighter in the world in that division and nobody cared.
Right.
You think anybody's going to care about Figueiredo now? I mean, come on, man.
But back when it was going to be Cody Garbrandt, I was paying attention.
Got 125?
It was going to be Cody Garbrandt because remember he bumped down and won that fight.
Yeah.
And if you are a former champion and you move anywhere in weight and win one fight, your ass is getting a title shot.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. And I guess he tore his bicep and got replaced by Alex Perez, who's a killer in his own right.
Yeah. But it's still at 125.
It's Alex Perez. Who gives a fuck?
It is still 125. It's men's flyweight. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about men's flyweight. You know what they do care about? Women's flyweight.
I think they do just because of who's at the helm.
Dana White would rather have that division bankrupt the company than to admit that nobody cares.
Sure. Absolutely.
Women's 125, Valentina Shevchenko fighting on the co-main, that's the one that people do care about because you know why? She fucking murks women. I mean, she lays them out. It's a rare thing to see a finish or not see a finish out of her in any of her fights. And I think the last one went the distance, right?
No. That was when she fought that fool of a chook.
Oh, yeah.
TKO in the third.
Yeah.
Via elbows and punches.
Showing a coworker that head kick that she'd had on that one.
Oh, are you talking about the head kick against Jessica Ai?
No, I'm talking about the one against Chikaji.
Oh yeah.
But well, actually, if you kind of want to go down a weird internet hole, wormhole, just go ahead and search Valentina Shevchenko head kicks, and there you go.
Yeah, actually, just put Valentina Shevchenko in. You'll still get some pretty interesting shit.
Yeah, usually of people getting separated from their consciousness. So
well, that's the best way to view her.
So let's go ahead and get started on the prelims. They'll start at 4:30 Mountain Time tomorrow. Early prelims.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't have the card laid out in front of me, but I remember the main event of the early prelims is probably the only one you ought to probably give a shit about.
Yeah. Louis Koske, you're not going to remember that name right offhand, but you'll remember it was him and his brother on the Contender Series that won jobs.
Okay.
One was like, there was one brother that's like, that dude's going to get a job tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And then that other one fucking pulled out that victory, the one that had like the weird chest tattoos.
Yeah.
And he'll be fighting in the early prelims. I think he's opening up the show, which is a great spot to be, especially like right on a pay-per-view card. Even if you're in the early prelims, you got to get a little bit of a pay bump for that.
Yeah, no, you're right. That is the opener. Louis Koske, there it is. Sasha Palatnikov. Yeah, I mean, more power to the guy.
Yeah, just a guy from the Contender Series. Alan Jouban and Jared Gooden.
Yeah,
that's your main event at 170. Alan Jouban been around a day or two.
Don't go overlooking that Kyle Dickhouse.
Kyle Brick Dickhouse.
Or I guess that's Dorcas, right? Dorcas. That's how they pronounce it.
Kyle Dorcas.
That guy's fought a couple times this year because I laugh every time I hear his name. Like, are they making that shit up? No, they're not. That's his name. Only 4 fights on the prelim card. Nicholas Dalby's fighting. I don't remember his last fight, but I do recognize that. God, when did Dalby fight? That was earlier this year.
I can pull it up here. If only I had a device. He fought in July.
Yeah. There's a reason to watch each one of them on the prelim, though. First of all, Dalby usually puts on a pretty good show fighting against Daniel Rodriguez, who's only lost one. Valentina's ne'er-do-well sister is up after that. Antonina Shevchenko fight against Ariane Lipsky. Joaquin Buckley is after that. And you'll say, who's that?
Who's that, I wonder?
That's that guy that lit up the internet after he threw a kick that got caught at Fight Island. Dude catches it, and then the guy goes airborne and throws a spinning fucking taekwondo back kick and knocks him out.
Immediately.
Yeah. No.
You want to talk about a guy out on his feet.
Oh, yeah.
He was out via a foot.
I mean, we've still got another month and a half left of this year. That's going to be knockout of the year. It doesn't matter what happens.
It should be. Unless, I don't know what could happen. Derek Lewis fucking puts Curtis Blade's jaw in the third row. That'd be the only way to be like, well, and even then be like, that was pretty good, but did you see what that other fucking guy did?
Yeah. Now we have Brandon Moreno. He's going to be fighting against Brandon Royval for the main event of the prelims. Moreno.
Brandon's.
Do what?
Battle of the Brandons.
Yeah. He fought UCA Formiga earlier in the year.
He was no longer employed by the UFC.
Yeah, I think that was actually that was the parting, like, thanks for playing, bye.
Right.
So yeah, that's the yeah. We'll see what happens with that. It was not an exciting fight, but then again, that's been kind of Formiga's issue too. So we'll see how he handles Royval tomorrow. On to the main card. This is when it starts getting real interesting because you have a really old guy in Shogun Rua. I mean, he's like late 30s, but that's Brazilian late 30s. That's like equal like 50s.
Yeah, this dude, I can't. He won the light heavyweight title from Machida back when Machida was undefeated.
Yeah, and promptly lost it to John Jones. So, I mean, that guy, you go over the course of an entire decade, not held a strap since then, but,
True.
I think that was, 2009, I think, when Jones won the belt.
But making a good run. Dude's making a good run.
It is interesting, though, because Rua, I don't like his style going against this guy, and that is Paul Craig.
Who's 32, but he is Scottish, so he's more like 42.
But he has an uncanny way of finishing fights in a big, big way, generally by the submission.
And this is a rematch. Let's not forget, these guys fought November of last year. And it was a split decision draw.
Yeah. Well, Paul Craig's game is a little better since then, and I'd say Shogun's is a little worse.
Yeah. Well, Shogun has a win after that. Or no, Paul Craig has a win after that fight.
Yeah.
What did you do after that fight, Shogun? I mean, he got a split decision win against Antonio Rogerio Nogueira.
Yeah.
Right. His retirement fight.
Right. Yeah, Paul Craig had ended up, let's see, UFC Fight Night 174. That was from Fight Island.
I like Paul Craig in that fight.
Yeah. Fought Antigulov, which obviously whenever you get a guy with a whole bunch of with not nearly enough vowels and too many consonants in his name, and it ends in a V, we're talking probably a Ruski of some kind. But that was the submission win. Paul Craig got that one. First round, 2 minutes into the first round. So that was that guy is absolutely with by the way the nickname of Bear Jew. It's I don't know. That's clearly got to be some weird Scottish thing I'm not familiar with. Because frankly, what promotion will let you run around with that kind of a nickname? But so what Brandon was talking about though against Shogun, yeah, that was a majority draw. That was on that Blachowicz Jacare card that took place in November of last year. So we'll see what happens, man. But light heavyweight, I like Paul Craig in that division. Me
too.
I like Paul Craig in that fight against Rua. What I don't like is Caitlin Chukagian sticking around and still being on main cards at the flyweight, especially fighting Cynthia Calvillo tomorrow.
Well, let's remember the last time she was on a main card, she was fighting main event of a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a main event or not.
I don't know.
Oh, no, I take that back. Yeah, it was the Ortega Korean Zombie card back in October. She fought October. It was been a month that she fought last against Andrade.
Oh, yeah.
Because Andrade was like, I'm going to move up to 125, see what's up.
Well,
that
was a bad move because that was a round one finish by
yeah,
Chukagian.
it was a body punch. It was body punch.
Yeah, I mean, and she doesn't usually finish people, so that's...
How funny. This is what's funny. So Chukagian fights Shevchenko and loses badly. Her next fight is against her sister, which she won.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, what? That's weird. Are you trying to get Shevchenko's sister to come up? Because you realize they're in the same weight division. Is that what you eventually want? You want this girl to be a dynamo and then go fight her sister?
Yeah.
No, that ain't never going to happen. But she's fighting Cynthia Calvillo, the coward. The coward.
Yeah, but she's only got one loss, dude.
Yeah, but she also refused to fucking defend that belt that she won.
Was she the original, flyweight? No.
Let's see. Oh, I'm thinking of that other girl.
Yeah, you're thinking of that chick from that's actually from I think she's from this state, right? Or somewhere.
Yeah.
Arizona maybe. I don't know, but yeah, you're thinking of the featherweight first champ that refused to fight, which actually then began kind of a chain reaction of chicks not wanting to fight in that division.
Yeah.
Jermaine Durandamy comes to mind. Cynthia Calvillo, no man, she went out and had a great fight against Jessica I last time out. She's but again, and I don't mean this as disparagingly as it sounds, but generally at flyweight, you don't see a lot of finishes in the women's flyweight division unless it's the champ.
Yeah. I mean, look at that division, man, and you pull out anybody that is a straight-up flyweight. Not one that's like fought at 115 and has been at 125 for a little bit or 135 dropping weight. Valentina Shevchenko is a flyweight, and everyone below her is not a lot of finishers.
Yeah.
Anytime I get to talk about my lady fair is a good day.
It's always a good day, right? God dang it. I'll find it eventually. It's bugging me. I can't remember that chick's name that was the first women's featherweight, but well, that's a problem. All right. I can find a bunch of shit out of boxing, and who cares about boxing, right?
Good call.
Especially Dana White. That guy I called Bob Arum a fucking scumbag.
Right.
Which Dana White, I mean, he doesn't mince a lot of words anyway, but man, when you bring up Bob Arum at a press conference,
yeah, it was something about like Bob Arum was bitching about a fighter he was promoting, and he was losing money promoting the fighter.
Yeah.
And Dana White's like, basically, that's your fault, motherfucker.
Now, also, I will say this, when we talked about him earlier, and I'll bring him up again, and that is when you have Mighty Mouse, you got Demetrius Johnson, that guy. Dana White did the same thing.
Yeah.
He complained that the guy couldn't draw, but didn't eat any responsibility for that. But yet, I mean, it is what it is. Dana White's been guilty of the same shit, but what are you going to do? Moving on, the next one's kind of the battle of what used to be the Battle of Albuquerque once upon a time, right?
Battle of Burke. Well, yeah, now that Mike Perry trains out of his fucking garage.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? The Mike Perry Camp of Learning?
Selling corner spots, for a little extra scratch, right?
Yeah, until Darren Till's like, I'll buy that.
Yeah. I actually think you had a good point. Darren Till actually probably would have actually done justice to that.
After listening to Dan Hardy's side of it, Darren Till is like, no, I mean, I'm going to use it to my advantage before and after the fight. But if it's during the fight and I'm in your corner, I'm going to corner you.
Right. I think he should have took it. Take the money and run, right?
Yeah, well, maybe Darren Till would have had him fucking come in on weight.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when your fight squad is your pregnant girlfriend and like your third best friend.
Yeah. Well, you remember that one fight. It was just her, right?
Yeah, and he won it. He won. But he was fighting fucking Mickey Gall, the guy that beat CM Punk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike Perry is, goddamn, dude. I'm ready. I'm ready for the sport to be without him. Or I'm ready for the UFC to be without him. That dude needs to go to Bellator where they don't give a shit and they don't drug test. Or even ONE FC where drug testing is pretty lax. He needs to go somewhere where he can cheat and make weight.
Yeah.
And where Jeff Neal's nowhere around. Because Jeff Neal will murder you.
Yeah, why not? Jeff Neal, do we have any idea on his next fight?
Fighting Wonderboy.
Okay.
That fight is signed and I think happening December 19th. Which December 19th, we'll get into that card later. I don't want to disrespect this one, but man, that December 19th card is looking good.
Yeah.
Co-main event.
Yep.
My lady fair, the flyweight fucking annihilation train is coming into town, and the stop is Jennifer Maia.
Yeah. Jennifer Maia, who apparently has been getting some cues, some tips, hints, as it were, from Amanda Nunes.
Some tips and tricks, which is hilarious. Like, fucking Amanda Nunes, like, I don't need to fight her. Look, first fight, sure. That was a decision win for you. You got it.
Right.
The second fight, which was a 5-rounder, she got a split decision win. And if I know you still get the belt and you won the fight, but I consider that a loss if you're a champ.
Yeah.
You have one judge that fucking saw the other person win. That's not a decisive victory. And I don't think you need to have a win for each side to have a rubber match. So I think Shevchenko needs to get this shit done with Jennifer Maia tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which I think she handled.
Which is almost a minus 1,200, by the way, on the Vegas line.
Damn, so it actually kind of bumped down and got a little more normal after that 1650.
Oh, I thought it was $11.99.
That picture you sent me was 1625, some dumb number.
Wow. Yeah, you haven't seen numbers like that since Rousey Holm, right?
So we that or like if Cyborg was fighting. That was the only time you saw 4 digits.
Right.
Unless it was Ronda Rousey fighting some horrible person that wasn't named Holly Holm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be fucking Shevchenko. I think it'll be 3rd round. I don't want to give. I mean, Jennifer Maia. It's not like she was given this. She earned this opportunity.
Right. Let's not forget she's got a dangerous submission game to her. But man, I just don't think she can handle those hands.
The hands, the legs,
yeah,
the elbows.
Yeah.
Everything is going to suck when it lands, and it will land.
Main event. Again, well, if you care, they got Ato and Perez fighting. Yeah, that's your main event. And that's, once upon a time we used to pay, and I sound like an old timer here, used to pay like $35 to $40 for a pay-per-view. And then they kind of ratcheted it up to about $50. And then the
50 back like when HD became a thing.
Yeah, because you can still get a standard def for 40, HD for 50. Well, then they do the deal with the Evil Empire with Disney and get it all, ESPN, and it immediately goes to $65. It's like without even pass and go, just right through from basically. So we were dropping $40 for standard def cards, unless we really want to see that, but we knew there were going to be violence and we knew there was going to be some blood. Let's get the HD.
That's right.
Yeah, but so you go from 40 up to $65. That's a hell of a jump, man.
It is, and it's for pretty much a lot of your huge stars not being there anymore.
Yeah.
We know Conor might be fighting in January with Poirier. They say it's signed.
Yeah.
But even is Conor a draw?
I think he is. I think Conor's a draw.
He'll always be a draw,
Yeah,
like Anderson Silva was always a draw.
Sure.
Until UFC let him go.
So main event. I don't think Figueiredo is the guy to actually hold down that division. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if Perez gets a split decision win tomorrow.
And to be honest, it's just, I almost hope for Alex Perez win. It's like, play hot potato with that title for a little bit. Make it interesting.
Well, the only way that they'll realize that division doesn't really mean anything is to have just a revolving door of champions.
Yeah, at least keep it interesting. If anything, if you can't do anything else, keep it interesting.
Let's see. I want to clarify and go back. Actually, I was looking around. It said it was the featherweight champ. It was not. It was flyweight champ was Nico Montano.
Yes, thank you.
And she was stripped of her title after she was forced to withdraw from her title defense at UFC 228 due to weight cut issues. Because, frankly, you don't want to have a fucking champ not being able to make weight. That's terrible.
Yeah, but I think that's a big excuse.
She did win that title. She beat Roxanne Modafferi December 2017, but it was she got stripped of her title September 7th of 2018. 280 days
of holding a belt she never defended.
Yeah.
But she held it that long because UFC didn't give a fuck about that division. They made the Ultimate Fighter where the flyweight winner was going to be champ.
Right.
So, I mean, you were guaranteed a champion no matter what, and you got that one.
So it came down to Valentina Shevchenko beating the blazes out of Joanna Jędrzejczyk at UFC 231 in December 2018, and she's been the champ ever since. And defenses against Chikagian, against Carmouche, against Jessica Ai. I mean, it's not like she's been defending it against a bunch of chumps. So.
No. And a lot of those used to be 135ers.
Right.
The card I was talking about earlier, December 19th, UFC Fight Night 185.
Okay.
Main event, Leon Edwards fighting Khamzat Chimaev for being a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to get punished. Either that or what if he fucking knocks him out on the ground? Who knows?
I think that'd be hilarious.
I would laugh my ass off.
Yeah.
I'd be a little bummed because I'd like to see guys I just want to come in and kill everybody I fight. The co-main event, Stephen Thompson fighting Jeff Neal. That already, and a fucking 135 fight with Marlon Vera and Jose Aldo.
God, that sounds better than the shit we're getting tomorrow.
Yeah. Misha Serkinov fighting Ryan Spann, light heavyweight. Right now, the main card of 185, and that might close the year out. Yeah, that's going to close the year out. Chimaev and Edwards card. Looking forward to that.
On board, yep. All right, any closing thoughts before we call her a day here? All right, well, let's go to the standard rundown. What you drinking then?
I'm drinking Budweiser.
All right.
I had no brilliant thoughts. Come on now.
Festive Budweiser, right?
Yeah, in a green can. It's weird. I feel like I'm drinking ginger ale.
If you don't like it, there's different colors in there. They're equally as festive. So
Green beer. Whoever did that as a retard.
I'm sure.
Oh, I
there's
use the R word. Shit.
I'm sure there's a bunch of red ones in there. Red, white, and green. That's the holidays there.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to just drink the red or white ones. I don't like the way this tastes.
All right. Let's see what you're listening to.
Kill or Be Killed. Highly recommend it. The new one that came out today. Listen to that shit. It's a jam.
I tend to go a little old school. I might be in the Black Sabbath mood today.
Ooh, dirty.
And let's see, anything on the that you expect to see tomorrow that might be a little bit of a shocker?
Jennifer Maya fucking taking it to the ground and tapping Shevchenko. That would blow me away.
That would be a shock.
I wouldn't be disappointed. I'd be a little sad, not disappointed. But that would certainly be a shock.
I think Paul Craig finishes Shogun, who would have been Shogun retires on the spot.
Oh, you think Shogun lays him down? That wouldn't be that shocking either. Yeah, good call.
Yeah. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. I don't know if we're doing a show next week or not, so just stand by.
Maybe we'll surprise you.
It'll be up. If you've subscribed to Brandon's little deal here with Echoes of Ancients, then certainly that'll get you where you need to be. Other than that, if we don't do one next week, we'll certainly do the one the week after that, so we might have to see you assholes in December. We'll see.
Yeah, and, Turkey Day, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Even if you're breaking a little bit of the rules.
Yeah, breaking the law, right? Yeah. All right. Okay, well, that's going to do it for us this time around. Catch up with you again next week, week after, whenever.
I love you.